I'm going to be talking about my project in silico analysis and characterization of differentially expressed genes to distinguish glioma stem cells from normal neural stem cells. So a little about myself. I'll start my PhD in cancer biology with the German Cancer Research Center in Heidelberg, Germany. I have pursued my master's and bachelor's in biomedical science from NMIMS University, which is in Mumbai. And I've also taught my university for the same course. So with Pine Biotech, I have been working on this particular project on glioblastoma, where I am trying to elucidate the differences in gene expression between normal neural stem cells and glioma stem cells. So glioblastoma multiforme is a very lethal type of brain cancer where patients are given an overall survival period of only 15 months post-therapy. The reason why this particular brain cancer is so aggressive is because of its heterogeneity, and there are different types of tumors with different types of expression profiles. So we also currently do not know from where this particular type of cancer originates, whether it originates from normal neural stem cells via transformation of the normal neural stem cell type to the cancerous phenotype, or do they originate directly via the glioma stem cells. To get a better understanding of the same, I have performed RNA sequence analysis. So what I did was I looked at a current repository of RNA sequence for glioma stem cells and normal neural stem cells, from which in my previous analysis I'd taken 40 samples, 20 of normal neural stem cells and 20 of glioma stem cells. And after performing RNA sequence analysis, I got results where I was able to see a clear separation between the glioma stem cells and normal neural stem cells in my PCA analysis. I was also able to observe a clear separation in the hierarchical clustering. I was also able to observe several differentially expressed genes. So 192 genes that were significantly upregulated in glioma stem cells and 156 downregulated genes in glioma stem cells in comparison to normal neural stem cells. So these particular genes are of importance because they might be playing an important role in driving gliomagenesis. So in order to better understand its involvement in different pathways, I performed gene ontology studies using David and KEGG, which are tools for doing such sort of studies, where I was able to find the involvement of these particular differentially expressed genes in pathways that are hallmarks of cancer or tumorigenesis, like Wnt signaling pathway, TGF-beta pathway, VEGF signaling pathways. So with literature review of the top 50 significantly differentially expressed genes, I was able to find that there are several genes that are playing key roles in this particular type of cancer. And there were several novel genes with currently no known association with gliomagenesis. Now, the reason that I'm extending the study is because I had taken a very small sample size, and I believe that a larger sample size is required to get more relevant findings. And I can also not generalize these particular results with other types of subsets of glioblastomas. And therefore, for the same reason, I am extending the study to perform something called internal validation and external validation. Now, I have taken the smaller data set, which I've already analyzed as my internal validation data set. I am repeating my study for 148 samples of normal neural stem cells and glioma stem cells. And I will also be performing external validation for which I'll be finding another type of normal neural stem cell sample and glioma stem cell sample and correlate the findings of my current study with that other study. So in the current study where I've taken 148 samples of normal neural stem cells and glioma stem cells, I have performed RNA sequence analysis. I have received gene counts after performing that particular pipeline. I have also performed differential gene expression analysis using DESeq2. And eventually I have performed gene ontology studies, human gauge pipelines in GC to better understand the involvement of genes enriched in my particular samples and how they might be driving this particular type of cancer. So the first PCA that I performed for the 148 samples that I've considered in the study, you can see that I got two separate clusters for glioma stem cells and normal neural stem cells. However, there were certain outliers, which were normal neural stem cell samples clustered with glioma stem cell samples. So in my further PCAs, I removed those particular outliers and the excessive genes that may not be of any relevance. And then finally, I got a clear and separate PCA showing the two different types of stem cell samples, as you can see in the third PCA plot. I also perform hierarchical clustering. Currently, the plot looks a bit messy, but it basically shows two clusters, one where glioma stem cell samples are and one where the normal neural stem cell samples are. I have also performed differential gene expression analysis using DSeq2, where I initially obtained 19,453 differentially expressed genes. However, on putting certain filters, such as the p-adjusted value, I finally got a p-adjusted value of lesser than 0.05. I got 3,977 significantly differentially expressed genes. I later also put certain thresholds on the log2 fold change values, which was plus 1.5 for upregulated genes and lesser than minus 1.5 for downregulated genes. I got even fewer genes that are more significantly expressed in these particular types of glioma stem cells in comparison to normal neural stem cells. So I had this massive gene list, but I had to also interpret what these particular genes mean in terms of gliomagenesis, for which I performed downstream analysis. So I will be showing you all what exactly I've done using those particular softwares. But basically, I've used David and Enricher, which are gene ontology tools where you can insert gene sets and try and analyze where those particular genes are involved in, what functions are they involved in. I have also used the human gauge pipeline to elucidate the most significant pathways in which my genes are enriched in. And again, GC is something, it's gene set enrichment analysis, again, which gives us genes that may be correlated with current hallmark gene sets. So like, for example, we already have certain gene sets that may be involved in the TGF beta signaling pathway, and there are gene lists that have already been made by other scientists. So basically correlating my gene set with those known gene sets and seeing if there is any sort of correlation between them. So I will just stop my presentation here and show you all my results. So first I will show you all my gauge results, where, okay. Can you all see my main screen, or are you all still able to see my presentation?
Pooja, I think you need to unshare your screen first and then reshare so that we can see your transition to the other screen.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I hope you can see it now.
Yes, we can see. Thank you.
So these are basically KEGG pathways. So you can see genes that are highlighted in green and red. So these particular genes were present in my gene list, and they are basically drivers of gliomagenesis. So you can see that they are involved in pathways like the calcium signaling pathway, or the axon guidance pathways, or the focal adhesion pathway. So basically, there are different pathways that have been highlighted by the gauge pipeline, which essentially states that these particular genes are involved in these particular pathways. So I need to interpret this data further in order to elucidate how this might be correlated to gliomagenesis. So for example, we know that ECM receptor interaction is important for tumorigenesis. It gets altered when cancer when a person has cancer, so the cells have an altered ECM receptor interaction. So this further needs to be interpreted, which I'll be doing. You can also see its involvement as cell adhesion molecules and pathways that may be responsible for cell adhesion. So these are some of the pathways that I've got after the human gauge pipeline. Apart from that, I have also performed gene set enrichment analysis using the GC software. Again, I have got very large results for the same. Yeah, so for example, this is a heat map of a particular gene set. It's a hallmark gene set for epithelial to mesenchymal transition. So EMT is a pathway that occurs during tumorigenesis, and there are certain genes that are highly represented in cancer overall. So these particular red and blue dots is what you can see are the genes that are expressed in my particular gene set as well. And red means that it is upregulated, and blue means it's downregulated. So on the left-hand side of this heat map, you can see that they are glioma stem cells, and on the right-hand side in yellow are the normal neural stem cells. So you can see that there are certain genes that are upregulated in glioma stem cells and downregulated in normal neural stem cells. This is a more in-depth plot of several genes that are upregulated in glioma stem cells and downregulated in normal neural stem cells. And again, there are certain genes that are upregulated in normal neural stem cells, but downregulated in glioma stem cells. So it kind of shows the differences of gene expression in both these types of stem cell samples, and they differ quite a lot. The other interesting finding I got from my GC analysis is so there are different types of subtypes of glioblastoma. So there is a mesenchymal subtype or a proneural subtype. So I have got different plots, heat maps for the mesenchymal glioblastoma subtype, as well as the proneural subtype. So I again need to like classify what kind of whether the neural stem cells that I have taken into consideration, what kind of subtype do they fall under for the glioblastoma tumor classification. So there is a lot to look at, because I have used several different types of gene sets from GC to try and understand the gene sets that might be enriched in my particular study. So yeah, this is just like a general heat map of my particular study. Apart from that, I have also used Enricher and David. So I have put in the genes that are upregulated in my particular data set, and I have uploaded them on Enricher. So on Enricher, basically, I can see what kind of transcription pathways or ontologies or diseases my particular gene set might be enriched in. So currently, because there are so many results, I'm still trying to cut down on the most relevant or most important results and try and elucidate how my gene sets might be involved in these particular pathways that are shown over here. So I do kind of need help with that. So yeah, currently I am on the part where I am still trying to interpret the meaning of the thousands of genes that I have got out of my RNA-seq analysis or differential gene expression analysis. And what I further intend to do is compare these results with the results that I have got from the 40 samples that I had previously analyzed, and also compare these particular results with an external data set, so that I can say that these particular results that I have got can be generalized, and these might be important drivers of gliomagenesis overall. So I hope you all have understood what I have been trying to do, and I would love to get some feedback on the same.